This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, R. Kelly opening arguments start today for a trial that's expected to last between 6 and 8 weeks. There are 12 anonymous jurors, 7 men and 5 women, and 6 alternates. They were all selected last week, and they'll be the only members of the public with an in-person view of the trial. The judge did rule that they are not going to allow members of the public or media in the courtroom, and that's due in part to COVID restrictions. This trial was delayed several times because of the pandemic. And there's going to be some very explicit details about his alleged abuses, including testimony from some female accusers and at least one male accuser. According to prosecutors, they're arguing that R. Kelly used an entourage of managers, bodyguards, and other people as well to recruit women and girls at concerts for him to have sex with and abuse, and recorded those activities. They also accuse him of requiring victims to obey strict rules, like they can only go outside with his permission and wear baggy clothes outside of his presence. They weren't allowed to look at other men and things like that. So he is facing decades in prison if he is convicted of the most serious charges. Now, on his behalf, he's saying that these are just disgruntled people that he used to deal with.
It's the first of many trials, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So even after this, he does still face sex-related charges in Illinois and in Minnesota, where he also has pleaded not guilty as well. Whew. So this is going to be interesting for us to watch, to see if these women are going to be able to, they're going to speak out at this as well. So It'll be interesting. All right, now T-Pain has revealed the list of features that he still has to record, and it's like 18 different artists, producers, and DJs that he has promised to feature. Among them, Ty Dolla $ign, Kelly Rowland, Young Blue, Murder Beats, Tech Nine, and more. It's a list that he posted he hasn't done yet, but he said he's gotten this list together since a while back, and he's promised to deliver to these people. So
I seen Big Tig on that list too.
Yeah, Big Tig is on there.
See, and that's what I'm saying. I think
Gary Owen.
I think we're seeing too much of the food being made nowadays. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I want to see all of that. Because what if some of those people on there were trying to surprise folks with music?
That's true.
Or I thought he was joking, to be honest with you, because I was looking at the list. I was like, most of these people not even artists.
That's what I said. Like, I was confused with it, but I mean, hey, you never know.
I mean, some of them's producers. Gary Owen says he's going to do an outro for him for something. I don't know what it is, but these are the people he's planning to work with and do things with.
Okay.
All right, now LaMelo Ball has said that he has no regrets about skipping college for the NBA, and he did an interview with GQ. They profiled him. He's 19 years old, and he talked about leaving high school and skipping college to play professionally overseas on the way to the NBA. He said, you want to go to the league, so school's not your priority. We not tripping off school. We not dumb. We know how to learn. We don't need school, and school's not even teaching you ish. What the F is school? He also said that he believes the NCAA must provide more options for elite players to make money on the way to the NBA as well. Now, he did go on social media after this came out to offer some clarification to comments that he made about not needing school. He posted, let me rephrase, school not for everybody. Now, if you want to be a doctor, better take that ass to school. So please don't be going to your mamas talking about some, I don't want to do school. Mela said you don't need it when you're not like that and not all the way invested in your plan A, and which in my case was the league.
I mean, he's not wrong. Like, yeah, if you want to go to school, if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be an engineer, you go to school. But
absolutely.
Yeah, he's not wrong. I tell people, I didn't go to college, but I tell folks, like, if you don't necessarily know what it is you want to do, those 4 years not going to hurt you.
Yeah, I don't know that I would say we don't need school and school's not teaching you ish and what the F is school.
It's not teaching you things that you use in the real world.
Well, for some people it does. It depends.
Like
I feel like a lot of things.
What you want to do.
Well, we said that just now.
Yeah.
We said if you're a
Depends
lawyer,
what
if
you
you're a
wanna
doctor,
do.
if you're an engineer, but we have this conversation all the time. They don't teach financial literacy. You know what I mean? They don't have social and emotional learning for people to even deal with their own mental health and their own emotional intelligence.
Well, they had psychology. I took that when I was in college.
That's college, though.
Right, that's what he's talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
He's talking about college.
Talking about college, how
Okay.
he didn't go to college and
Yeah, he skipped college to play professionally overseas.
I just think that there's a lot of things that they teach you in those schools that you don't necessarily use in the real world. But there's specific industries you have to go to school to get in.
Like you said, lawyer, doctor.
Yes, engineer.
No, I appreciated college. I'm not any of those things, but I feel like I did learn a lot. I wouldn't say that school doesn't teach you ish. I wouldn't say that. But
Does it teach you things that you think you use every day?
Yeah, I learned how
It
to.
does?
Yeah, it does. I learned screenwriting.
But it also teaches you a lot of ish that you'll never use ever again in your life.
Because you say this all the time, Envy. You've been saying it since your daughter started
the
college.
curriculum needs to
But
change.
she's in college.
I agree.
right? Isn't she taking things that she's planning to use?
Yeah, she's taking. That was the reason why she went to NYU, because they have real estate classes where they teach about real estate. But for instance, HBCU didn't have real estate as a major. They don't teach that as a major. So I want her to do something that, that she wants to do, and that's what she wanted to do.
You also pick a college that is probably better for what it is that you want. Like if that's what you want to do, and this college offers these courses, and that's what they're great at, you would pick a school like that.
I think that's the biggest thing, figuring out what it is that you want to do.
But I also feel like she gets a lot more education in her field by going to the office than actually learning in school sometimes.
Nothing beats experience.
Yeah, and you can also get great internships from going to school, because that's how I got all my internships, was from the Career Resource Center, from alumni that went to my college.
I got an internship. I didn't go to college.
I'm saying there's no one size fits all, but I would not say that you don't learn anything in school. I don't think that's true.
I've heard people say that. He's not the first person I've heard say that.
Nothing?
Now you learn a lot in school.
I mean,
just might not be anything to what your career is, but you definitely learn a lot. But you also learn a lot of ish that you'll never use again in your life.
And
that's what I hear.
And sometimes people switch careers too. So you can go to school and learn some fundamentals, and there's a lot of things that you kind of don't even realize you'll need later.
Yeah,
and I always wonder about those.
Change.
I always wonder about the kids who go to college all that time and then they can't even find a job once they get out.
And that's another big thing.
I hear that
I
so
know
much.
A lot of people that went to college, got the degree, and they couldn't find a job after.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. All right, now,
and can I give a shout out to Angela Yee Day that's coming up? I know we're going to talk about this later, but August 28th, I'll be announcing who some of I'm trying to make sure that it's safe. So, I got my own day a couple of years ago. So the first year I did it in person, VP Records was a big part of that. They got a lot of artists to come out and perform for me. We had Christopher Martin there. We had a lot of surprise guests that came through as well. We had Busy Signal. It's also right before the West Indian American Day Parade in New York. So that's why I really focus on the Caribbean theme, because I'm also half West Indian. Last year we did it virtually, and a lot of great artists. Beanie Man kind of closed that show out for us. And we had Cass. We had a lot of great artists. And this year we're going to do the same thing, and I'll be making some announcements shortly. And it's sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
All right. Well, Revolt, we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.